Okay, let's go back to where we were. Okay, sorry, just started a little late for my broadcast, but what we are trying to do is basically now clearing the coffee list and then counting how many. So I just kind of created a message. It's just easy. And let's show it now. So notice you have seen a method called clear with the items collection, and you've seen a method, not a method, a variable called count with your items collection. So that's a variable and that's a method. We all know methods will have opening and closing brackets, and the variables are just without those parameters. Variables don't need parameters, right? Show the message. And of course, if you would like to give it a good heading, something like, I don't know, coffee flavors or something. And then of course your message box icon buttons, which will be an okay for this one. And then your message box icon, which will be an information maybe on this one. And your job is done. There it is. Right, I again repeat, I'm only showing you how to work with the combo box, but the same concept holds for your syrup list box. There's no difference. It's just the visual effect which is different, right? Combo box is like a combo box, what we are used to, and the list box is like a box. It shows everything in the list. But you'll have the same concept. You'll have selected index, you will have count, you will have clear. All that you're doing in combo box is available in your list box also. So instead of repeating it, I thought I would just show everything in your combo box. So, but you could do everything the same, whatever we are doing, everything is holding for the syrup. It also has a list called items, and it has all methods that we are doing, add, remove, and everything clear. Okay. Okay, so let's see if this works now. So that's the last one to check. Okay, so let's go. And how many flavors do we have? I think 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go edit. We've already checked clear. We'll say count, and a message box will come up, and it will say the number of coffee flavors are 5. That's it, right? And if you want, you can say, that looks neat enough to me. Notice how I have a proper title, how I have a message, I have an icon and an OK button. And how long does it take? Not even a minute. They're all it's IntelliSense. It's giving it to you. So just do it. Right? It's much neater. I don't see titles here. I don't see icons here. And it looks like empty, like bare. Something is missing. Okay, there it is. So we've taken care of this. So what are we left with is now the print, right? And print, I gave you the code because it is too tedious to write. But this is what I want to do in print. So I'm not printing the form. Remember, you've done printing the form. That was print form. But what I now need to do is I want to print something out of my selection. I want to print all the coffee flavors available, for example. Or maybe after you do a selection, I want to print what did you select as your coffee flavor and what did you select as your syrup. So like a receipt to the user. This is your selection. And of course, the price and all that is missing. But that's, as I said, the aim here was working with combo box and list box. So that's what I now want to do in printing. So since it was a little tedious, what I've done is I've given you the code. But before I do that, I'll explain what I've done. So please notice that in my component tray here, I have a print document. There are 2 actually. So if you open your toolbox for me, please, just to see, I'll show you where I've got these from. There is a printing. So you can close the others. I mean, it just makes it easy, but here they are. Here are the printing options. Notice how I have a print preview dialog, a print document, and a print preview control, right? So what I've picked from here are I picked 2 print documents. Why did I need 2 print documents? Let me explain what a print document is. A print document, as the name suggests, is a template for what do you want to print, right? So you're kind of saying, oh, it's a document and I'm going to create this document. I want to put a heading, then I want to put some titles, I want to show and so on. You can do it column wise. I mean, you can do it as you want. You can format it as you like. So you're trying to create a document, a kind of a picture that will say, this is what I want to print, right? So I took 2 of them because 1, I want to print all the flavors. That's one kind of template I want to create. And I want to only print the selected flavors. So I needed 2. So what did I do? I took 2 of them and then I renamed it. One I called the print all document and the other I called the print selected document. Now I have to say, what do I want to print? Now I have to fill them up. So it's kind of having a plain paper, a blank paper, and then kind of drawing on it. And that's what these print documents are. Once your documents are ready, then you use them in these then you say, okay, I'll call them. So in your print selected flavor, I'll call the print selected. And in my print all flavors, I'll call the print all document, right? That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. So I created the two for you just because, as I said, it's just tedious. And then there is a preview, right? Preview says you don't want to print, you only want to see. And they are again linked. So I only need one dialog box for print preview, because one, when you do one, I'll link it to the print document. For the other one, I'll do it for print selected. But I need two print documents. You will need as many print documents as the different type of pages you want to print. So kind of thing, this is one printing I want to do. This is another one. This is my heading page. This is my trailing page. All print documents have to be defined by you. So that's my first job, to define these print documents, right? And how do you do that is like this. I've already done it for you. With this print document, we'll open the properties. I'll show you the properties. Notice I've called it print selected. I've said it is a document. I've said general member. I haven't done a lot. But when you double click, these are just controls that don't have a visual existence. But when you double click either on print all document or print selected document, it will open up these event handlers for you. And those event handlers are called print. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to remove it from here. My comments. So, and notice, we'll look at the print all first and then print selected. Here it is. Okay. So this event handler called print all document underscore print page has come by double clicking on here. So double click on your print all document again. Just double click on this document. Oops. Oops, because I already had it. Okay, so I'll have to do this now. Okay, so because that was, remember it was commented and it had removed, so it kind of created another one. Okay, so let's go to design. Let's go to, which one did I do? Print all, I think I did, or print all. No, I did this one, print all. So let's go to print all. I'll have to take care, I messed it up. Anyway, no big deal. So there is nothing here. Which one got clicked? Okay, we'll have to do it from here because this was coming from the component tray. So don't do it if you haven't, but if you have, we'll have to remove it. We'll just remove it from here. I'm definitely going to get a problem here. Let me get that problem here. I definitely have to remove this. And now before we do anything else, guys, all that if you had commented it with me, which I'm hoping you did, remember we commented a few things, we'll have to remove all of them now so that that connection can be made. Where are your prints? Okay, so somewhere up. Coffee, syrup, coffee combo box, there it is, printing. Where is that connection that I had commented out? Labels. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh, there they are. There. This print all strip menu. I only commented it out. I didn't remove them. Oh, God. Okay, let's do a Control F and look for doubles. Okay. Next. It couldn't have removed it. Anything that's commented doesn't get removed. Of all the things to happen. That's exit. That's edit. That's add. That's remove. That's count. Clear. About. I've come to labels. That's strange. Oh, there it is. Print all document. Print preview dialog. No, nothing. Isn't that strange? Something that I... Okay, so I have no option but this then. That is strange. Okay, so we'll have to do what... you know what I'll do? I'll just double click and then I'll copy the code from there into this method. That's another way of doing it, right? Okay, so I don't know what happened to my comments. You still have them, right? Whatever you commented is still there, right?
I didn't actually comment anything. I just waited for us to finish.
Okay, you were much smarter. But you know what? Lines with comments should not go away. Isn't it strange?
Just been when
thing crash.
Maybe you're right, but that's causing problems. Just removing those lines that had comments. Are you all okay? Are the others, anybody who commented, are you okay? Like, that is strange, right? So this is what I'll have to do now. I'll have to double click on my print all document. Now what? Okay, something is not. Okay, let's save everything. Let's save everything. Let's save everything. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense that when it crashes, it just removes. Okay, there it is. So now it is called print all document print page. And the only thing I can do is I'll have to find the other print all document. Oh, that's a mess, but that's okay. So I'm going to pick this up. I know it was also called print all document print page. I'm going to pick it up, put it here, and there it is, right? So I'm going to take this code that I have in my print all document and put it there. That's all I can do now. I can't do nothing else. That's silly. So I'm going to take a Control X from here. I don't need this anymore at all. And I'm going to go to the end where it put the new one for me and put it here. That's all I can do. Okay, so if you've lost it, I have no clue why I did, but I got that by double clicking on the print all document. So what am I now doing? I'm now trying to say, how will my page print all look like? So when you double click on it, if you're okay, you should go where, after you've uncommented it, you should have gone there. But anyway, so I'm hoping that it has kind of taken care of my event handling. But anyway, so let's go back here. The whole purpose was that you don't have to waste your time. But anyway, there it is. So notice the name of the event handler. It's called print all document underscore print page. I have an underscore one because I clicked on it. Like I already had one and therefore it called it underscore one, which is okay. It's not a big deal. Now see, now how am I printing? It says handle printing and print previews when printing all flavors. So printing all flavors, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm printing all flavors. Notice what I'm doing. I'm going to create everything. The user has to create everything on its own. It all has to be coded. Therefore, it's tedious. I created a font. I called it print font. I said it was Arial with size 12. Okay. I said between the lines, I need a height. And I kind of gave it a height of my print font +2. So it kind of gives me a space between my height. I said, where do I want to start? I want to start on E is your printing, right? E is actually your printing event. I say I want to start on the left of the page. And where do you want to start vertically? I want to start on the top of the page. And I've created a string, the string that I want to print. Okay, so notice how you are doing everything. Your printing is being entirely controlled by you. For your information, Visual Studio does have something called Crystal Reports, where reports are printed. It's not free. I don't think we have it, right? So this is one and tedious and way of doing it, but it's kind of just do. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I've created another font. I've called it heading font. Okay, I've called it a heading font. I've given it Arial again, a size of 14 and a size bold. So my heading will come in bold of Arial 14. And now see, what am I putting on the heading? I'm saying e.graphics.draw the string. Write the word flavors, use this heading font, use the color black, start at that horizontal location I've given you and the vertical location I've given. So you see what I'm trying to say? I'm saying it's all kind of, it's just typing in, nothing else. So the heading will be printed, okay? After the heading, now I want to print all the flavors. So let's now look at a for loop and a for each loop. So you've seen a while already. Now I'm showing you a for and a for each. So I'm now going to loop through the entire list of my coffees. I didn't bother to do the syrups. It will be done the same way. What did I do? You can use a normal for loop that you are aware of, right? I start with a particular index value. Oh, I should have used a small L here, but anyway, just to follow the conventions. I take a variable, an int variable, assign it a 0, go on till count -1, and I increment it every time. Or if you like, and of course, easy is, you can use a for each loop in C#. You've seen a for each loop in Java also, except it's not called for each, it just has the reserved word for. What does the for each loop do? It says, I'll pick up one item at a time from the item. Since I don't know what it is, I just used object on the left-hand side, and then I'll convert it into a string. Anyway, I picked up one item. If you know it is a string, we can go absolutely string here. And I picked up one item at a time and put it in flavor. I went to the next line. So vertical, I have incremented it by my height. So I go to the next line. I set up a line. I print flavor to, I take the flavor, I convert it into a string because, as I said, you're picking out objects from it. Okay. Items is an object collection. That's what comes out of it. Now, since you know there are strings, you convert it into a string. And then you do the same thing. E.graphics, draw the string, put it, use this print font, the normal print font, in color black at this location, and then go to the next location. That's what it does. It will print the flavors one line at a time. Okay. Now, how do I use this print all document is now important. Now, let's see how do I use it. So I've created it. And for the next, let's do the print selected one also now. Let's do the two first and then go back. Okay, let's go to design. So do you see what I've done? I've just kind of printed out things. I mean, it's all under my hand in the sense I am programming it. Okay, so now let's double click on the print selected document. And again, I'll get a print page here. I'm going to go and look for print selected now, because I know I already have it. It is called print selected. Let's look for it. There it is. I'm going to again take the code from here. Here, I'm going to take the code from here, copy it from here, remove this method, and come down here and put it here. Okay, so now let's see what the selected item is printing. So do you follow what I'm trying to do? Your job is to first create print documents. You will need as many print documents as the different type of pages you want to print, right? So how many reports you want to print? You will define your print pages. So I'm calling the print page event handler. So all print documents are being defined. Once I define them, then I'll link them to my menu. Then there is where I'll call these print documents. Okay. Okay. So now in this one, what have I done again? Handle printing and print previews. I'm saying print previews are also handled because I'll call them both from both places. When printed selected items, I again create a font called print font. I create a font called heading font. I give them Arial 12, 14, and bold. I create a line height. I create where do I want to start. So these are constants. Margin bounds left, margin bounds top, margin bounds right, margin bounds bottom. They are constants in the sense I don't have, I mean, it automatically will go to left, top, right, bottom, and so on. Okay. Then I give it a heading like I did. I said print selected items or items. Oh, this is one item. We have one flavor. And I've just given my name. I've shown you how you can go to the next line. Remember to do this. If you don't go to the next line, it will keep printing on the same line. So you have to go to the next line. And then I print. So this will come in bold at the top. Okay. Margin top towards the left. Then I start printing the flavor. And how do I print the flavor? I just create coffee. I show whatever is in the coffee text box. I say syrup and I show whatever is in the syrup text box. You say, what is in the text box? Nothing. Anything that you select, remember you're doing this after selection. Anything that you select from the coffee combo box or the lists will automatically go into text box, into its text box property. I print it and then I put it on the screen. Right? So I have defined two pages, one that will print everything and one that will only print selected flavors. Now my next job is how do I link it to the, to these options? Okay, so let's now link it. Take your printed selected flavors and then now double click on print selected, double click on it. So this is printing selected. Again, I have a new one, so I'll have to copy this and find it. I'll have to find this method because it's already written. And there it is. So let's see. So I'll kind of copy it from here again. Do a Control X, remove this, and come down. And I'll explain what I've done. Okay, so what do you want to do in when you say print selected items? The first thing you want to do is, did the user select something? So you are checking if the user did not select anything from the syrup, you're giving it none. Remember, 0th was the none. If the user has selected something from the coffee combo box, you print. Notice this is how you're calling the print selected document that you've just defined. So you defined a print selected document. You defined it. You said, this is what I want. You call it with the print method. That's how that page that you created, the print page handler that you created, that code that you created in that handler is being called here. Else you say, please select a coffee flavor. So that makes sense that you just don't print blank lines. You tell the user, if you haven't selected a syrup, I'll assume it is none, but you have to select the coffee flavor. Does it make sense? So here is where that document is being called there. That's why it is important, right? Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to the designer, to the design again. Let's now double click on print selected. I again get this. I'll have to now go for the preview. The preview is very similar with a small difference. Let me show you what that difference is. Preview is just, there it is. Same code, but notice I'm just showing a dialog box. That's all I'm doing. I'm not printing it. I'm not calling the print method. So let's remove it from here. Maybe you don't have to do all this. Maybe it's just me because of my Windows 2015 creating problems today. Okay, let's see. Same thing. If you haven't selected a syrup, I'll say none. If you haven't selected a coffee, I'll tell you to select a coffee. Otherwise, notice what I do. With that print preview dialog 1 that I created, I'm saying set its document to the print selected document. I'm setting its document property, and then I'm just showing it on the screen. So instead of using the print method, you're showing it on the screen. That's what it does. Okay, so now my printing should work, the preview, but I haven't yet completed it. So let's go back again and then go to the print all flavors. Same kind of job. You'll double click on print all, and in the print all, we'll go and look for this, which is already given by me to you. And I'll say, notice, print all document. That's all I'm doing. I'm now using the print all document. I don't have to check anything here. I don't have to check anything here because I just want to print it. Whether it is an empty list, that's okay. You could, if you like, you'll say, oh, there is nothing to print. Okay, so let's put it here. Oh, I forget what the print all flavors. There. So that will so don't try this wherever you are linked to. Like I'm linked to my office printer, it will go there. So I won't try it. I'll do the preview. If preview works, of course, print will work. And then I'll do a preview all. Same job. I'll look for the preview all that I've already given you. I'll copy it from here. I'll go down to where I have just got it. And I'll paste it here. Right? Now, hopefully everything should work. Let's double check that these have got their events taken care of. They have. Notice how it's been taken care of. And notice their names will be a little different from yours because mine is click 1, click 2 because they were already there. So let's give it a try. So your job in printing is first define your print documents and then link them to your menu options or your buttons or whatever, right? And how do you link them? You kind of use either the print method to print it or to preview it, you just set the document property. Okay, let's try this now. So let's try file, print all flavors, preview all. I'm doing a preview, okay? And I should have this. See? So this is what you defined in your print all document. Remember I said flavors and then I gave the flavors. I used a loop, a for each loop to print all the flavors. I didn't do the syrups. You can just do the syrups also. You can just add it. So here I'm saying flavors. I should say coffee flavors actually. And then I can say syrup flavors and I can show that list also. Same concept, just the same for each loop. So I would prefer that you use for each loop in collections because it's less headache. You don't have to say where to start, where to end, increment every time. You just use a for each loop. The only thing to remember in your mind is that each of these items, collections are objects. So if you have to convert them to strings, you have to. Okay, that's all you have to remember. So that's what the preview all is doing. And of course, I can always print from there. Now let's try the print preview selected. I'm not doing printing because it's going to go to my printer. That's why. Oops. Okay, so it says you haven't selected a coffee flavor. Makes sense? You can select whatever you like. We can select a different one here. And when now I can say file and preview selected. And there it is. It says coffee that was selected. The flavor for coffee that was selected was espresso roast and the syrup was hazelnut. I've put them in the same lines. I can use a backslash, not a backslash, and sorry, I can increase my vertical height. I can go to the next line and print it on a next line. I can print it column wise. I can print it in a tabular form. Everything is possible. All it needs is you have to kind of put it on paper first. This is what I want. I want to go this much to the right. You can create columns if you like. So every 500 whatever columns or something, and you can do it. So the whole task of printing is just tedious. That's all it is. So therefore, Therefore, crystal reports are what we need to do. You print your reports using crystal reports. Okay, but you have to know about it, because I mean, this is small, this is not a big deal, and you just need to know. So here I was only printing coffee flavors. I'm sure you can do it. It's not a big job at all. Wherever I was only showing, wherever I was showing only coffee flavors, you can add your for each loop and show your, see, you have a for each loop for coffee flavors. You can just add another loop which will say syrup flavors as heading. So here I said just flavors. I just said flavors. You can say coffee flavors here. And then you can do the same thing. You can do this and you can say syrup flavors, and then you can use a for each loop and you can send it to the screen and it will print the syrup ones. Right? That's printing. So my aim in giving you this code was just so that we could save some time in class, because typing was just taking more. So if you understand the logic, did you understand what I did? I just created to print documents. I have to name them. So you'll have to create as many number of documents, print documents, as the different pages you need. They're like templates, and then you just call them where needed. So you'll say, how do I call them? I just call them like this. See, when I want to print something, I just call them print selected document.print. And if I want to preview it, for previewing it, you will have to, this print preview dialog one is right here. You should have it from me, print preview dialog one. I took it from my toolbox, in my printing. It's sitting there. Here it is, print preview dialog. Right? So you just pick up the right. I took the print document. I haven't used the print dialog and the print preview control. To be very truthful, I've not paid attention to them because this is as such quite a menace. But anyway, and in this one, you just set the document property. Instead of just saying print, you set the document property of your preview to whatever you want to show to the user. So if you wanted to show print selected document, I would have said print select, and I have done it. I've done it in preview selected. There it is. Right? So use the right kind of document. If you want to print it, go the print method. If you want to just show it on the screen, you go this. And showing doesn't mean you can't print it. You know that you can always print after preview, right? You know that. You can just select it like this. I'll just do a file, print, print all, preview all. Once you have this, you can always go straight to the printer from here too. I mean, preview always can take you to the print. Right? I stuck to preview because I don't want to send it to my printer. Hopefully it's not going there. It won't. I didn't give the print method, so there's no magic. Okay. So that takes care of introduction to collections. So we've kind of worked with two GUI elements, the combo box and the list box. We've looked down at its properties, drop down style, drop down, and so on. List box will also have some properties. You can only show one at a time. You can show scroll bars. You can show horizontal scroll bars, vertical scroll bars, anything that you want. But mine was such a small one, I didn't bother to kind of create scroll bars and everything. I just had 5 items in it, but you can do all that. It's all in the, you have to just choose the right property and set it. Then we worked with the items collection. They're both called items. With the items collection in both these collection GUI elements. And then we learned a few methods like add, remove, clear. And then we also worked with the count variable. Right? So this is your first introduction to kind of lists. But if I was to use a list as per se in my code, then I would use a variable of type list. Like I would use a list variable. So there is a list. Which we'll do arrays next week. And maybe with arrays, I'll try to use lists also. So arrays are of a fixed size, as we know, and they're not dynamic in nature, but lists are dynamic in nature. So from Java point of view, you've done arrays and you've also done array list, hash maps, tree maps that are all dynamic in nature. So next week, I'll try to create an example in which I can use an array and a list, both of them. And that way I can cover both of them, right? Okay. So last, I don't expect you to remember what we did the week before you left, which is 2 weeks more than now. So I couldn't complete in the sense I did multi-forms with you. I did show you how to create a splash screen and also how to create a about box, but I haven't yet shown you how to create another form, which is as important as your first form. That means it is a part of your logic also. Since it's too late now in the sense that you must have forgotten everything, I'm sure, because it's been 2 weeks, I'll kind of do it somewhere. I've done it with the other section. So by chance, if you kind of listen to their, their YouTube recording, will say, We never did it. I'm not even sure how many of you listen, but anyway, I'll do it with you sometime. I will before, of course, the semester ends. And you're anyway ahead of that section, so I'm sure I'll get time. Okay, I'm sure I'll get time. But that's the only thing that's kind of missing right now. Any questions on what we did today? Are the things okay? Like, I mean, I am sure you can't grasp everything, but if you've kind of got the general idea, you are doing fine. Fine? Are we ready for the in-class assignment then? Okay, good. Okay, so the in-class assignment, you will pick it up and then I'll remove it, okay? And now how many of you still have to show me your in-class assignment 3, the one on try and catches? Please see that I come round and see quickly, okay, to save myself time. I am doing your midterms. Hopefully they'll be done by this week. 10 more to go. Just 10 more to go. I think I should change this take home and in-class to just assignments, because every in-class becomes a take home also, kind of. Okay, so let me do this. Let me show you what I expect of you. To give you a general idea what I want, and then you can keep working on it. And what about comes by midnight? Are we okay? Comes by midnight today? What happens? What's going on? You have 1 hour to do it. So don't you have an hour in the whole day? When do you work? When are you working? Work from 2 to? You don't need more than an hour for it, but okay. So what are we expecting? Tomorrow midnight? That's too much to ask, right? Okay, tomorrow midnight. Okay, tomorrow midnight. Okay, are we okay with that? Okay, so download the document, please. So everybody benefits from Romika's work today, right? So download the document and I'll let you know my expectations. No, it will be under assignments. Download it. I'll remove it in 5. I'll remove the file in another 5 minutes. Document. Download the document, please. And I'll show you what I need you to do. And I've kind of done it myself so that you can see. It's not the most pretty, but it's okay. Okay, so this is what it says it does. It says you have to create a simple, neat, user-friendly interface with a relevant image pertaining to auto repair. So you're kind of trying to do auto repairs, right? The user selects a particular package, and in the package, he or she gets, these are exterior. So if he selects standard, he gets hand wash and he gets a fragrance. If he selects deluxe, this is the options he gets. If he selects executive, this is what he gets. And if he selects luxury, this is what he gets. This is how I kind of did it. We haven't done arrays yet. And so I'm not expecting you to use arrays because there are only 5 kind of string, but you can make them constants. So let me show you what I did. So this is coming from an older one. This is what I did last year, okay? I had 2013 on my system, so I didn't bother to change it. So let me show you unavailable of all the things. Maybe my 2013 and my 2015 are clashing or something. That's why I'm having these problems. Okay, so let me show you what I did so that you get an idea. You don't have to do it my way at all. So I need a splash screen from you, right? So notice how it's a simple splash screen. Remember, we've done the rules, no title bars, no crosses, no nothing. The whole thing, it's just a splash screen. I made it appear for 5 seconds. I've taught you how to do this a couple of weeks back. If you want, I can refresh your memories. And then notice the user, here's the combo box. Do you notice the user cannot type anything in the combo box? It's only a selection. The user selects a standard package here, hand wash and fragrance come here. So fragrance says, which fragrance do you want? I say baby powder, and the baby powder comes here, right? Then I say, okay, what is in executive? And these are the options that are in executive. So notice I've used a combo box and I've used 2 list boxes. So these combo boxes are read-only combo boxes. I can only select from them. And fragrance, actually, since it is in everything, I have a box here. If I want to clear, I have a context menu to clear. right? Oops, something hasn't cleared properly. Something is wrong in mine. I see hand wash and fragrance still sitting. So something hasn't cleared properly. Okay. But that's what it is. So I need to see a context menu, an about form, which we did today, right? I didn't change the image, but notice how it's coming from the assembly information. I need to see a splash screen. I need to see combo boxes, and I need to see two list items. Okay, so this is what I have done. You don't have to do it this way, but again, it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. I just wanted to give you an idea of what's happening. And now maybe this will make more sense to you. So it says, please write your solution using C# and Visual Studio 2015. Design a simple, neat, user-friendly interface with a relevant image pertaining to auto repair on it. It should have an appropriate title, heading, your name on the bottom right corner. All information must be complete and clearly visible. When I say complete, like, did you see when I used a combo box for the first time, I couldn't see one of my flavors. So I don't want to see anything like that. It tells you what to do. It tells you you can only choose from it. You can't kind of add anything to it. And then it will say the form contains two list box controls, exterior items and interior items. So it is telling you where to use combo boxes, and it is telling you where to use list boxes, just because I want to see that you can do it. Okay. The contents of these two lists will vary depending upon the package selected. Prompt the user to select a fragrance after the package is selected, because if you don't ask, the user will not give you the fragrance. You know what I mean? So when the user has selected a package, every package has fragrance in it. Notice every package has fragrance. So once the user makes a selection in the package, this is the package I want, say, please input the fragrance. Give him an information. Prompt him, okay? Please select a fragrance. So that I haven't done yet because I didn't complete it, because this is not for me. But anyway, so all your instructions are here. I want you to add a splash screen, force it to display for 5 seconds. It should not have any title, minimize, maximize, and close controls, just to refresh your memories. Please ensure splash screen and the about form display complete, useful, and relevant information. Please don't give me crap, guys. Take some time to do it, okay? And then all interrupt controls and context menu items must have operation. Do you understand the meaning of operational? Operational means they must work, they must operate. Just putting it will not help. They work for everything, for radio buttons, for combo boxes. They never work for text boxes automatically. See that everything works. Here you don't have a text box actually. Plus, output controls don't need keyboard access keys, guys. Output controls are just to show output. Do you ever select them? No. What are keyboard access keys for? Do you know their use? So if I have, seems like I don't have any. So if I have one, I can go and Alt P or whatever. I didn't do a good job at all, right? I can go to that particular combo box. But output items will never have shorthand keys. You never go to output items. You don't. And also another thing you have to remember is I cannot type in output boxes. My output boxes should only be read only. The tab should not stop on them. Okay. Somewhere I must have said create a context menu, because I've asked, I have it. So where is it? I see an about, I see a splash screen. Oh, there it is. Please add a context menu for the form. It should have the options about, clear, and exit. Clear will bring the form back to its default start state. The about option will bring up the about form. And when selected, an exit. So it's all here. I thought I must have asked it. Okay. So we have done menus. I didn't do menus in here, but we've done combo boxes, list boxes, and context menus. So whatever you did last week before you left for reading week, and whatever we've done today is this assignment. Okay, so once you do it, put it on Blackboard. Everybody has downloaded the document. Can I remove it now, please? Just so that the other section doesn't see it, just to be fair, nothing else. Everybody has it, guys? Download it? Okay. Once you download it, give me the heads up and I'll remove it. Okay, I want to remove it. I don't want to keep it here. Okay, that takes care of today's class. You have 8 minutes to start the assignment. That's up to you. So this assignment comes in by tomorrow midnight. Okay, so let me put a date on it. So you can have unlimited attempts as long as you. So tomorrow, no more than tomorrow. Is tomorrow 4th? No, tomorrow is 3rd. Is it Wednesday today? Yeah, so tomorrow is 3rd. And at 11:15, 9 p.m. It's already set. And it is displaying after today. So it's okay, right? Are we okay? Taken? Not yet? Your system is slow. Okay, so once it comes in, the link will close at 11:59 tomorrow. So for everybody, tomorrow midnight. And again, I'll try to mark it sometime when I see you next. And let me see if I can have marking some people at least, if not all. So how many of you still need to show me assignment 3? Can I see hands? 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh God.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Okay, let me do a good job as soon as I can. I don't want to do it myself, but worst come worst, you know what? Don't worry if someday it will be marked. Notice 1 and 2 marks are already up. So I'm doing my marking. Don't worry about it. You got it? Okay, thanks. So guys, this is being removed, okay? Please don't share it with the other section. You know what? I have to leave my laptop anyway. Everybody okay? Everything on GitHub? I think we are fine on GitHub. I don't see any changes or everything. And this will go on Blackboard. So if you're kind enough, you could wait for me and I can see a couple of assignments that will save me some time. And if you're in a hurry, you can of course leave. Somebody kind enough to give me a piece of paper. I put all my papers together. You see a piece of paper anywhere? We don't have a printer there. You have an extra diary or something? Anybody have an extra sheet or something? Yeah. Thank you. As I said, you can move on if you like that. I've got everything. Are you ready? Is it open?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Open, play. Run, Forty, run. Okay. Anybody's assignment 3 running? Okay, run.
It's the books, the ICA is right.
Now
It's the book sound, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the TriCap.
How come it's taking so long? Everybody is right. Okay, so what we will do? Okay, let's try enter, right? So I should get a message. I should get a message that I give a title. It should say quantity cannot be that we like this. It should say quantity cannot be letter. Okay, so we'll say quantity needs to be a number.
Oh.
Okay, so cannot be a letter is kind of hot. Needs to be a number is letter. Okay, so we cannot give a negative quantity. It should say business. Okay, cannot be healthy. So we say AA. Okay, so we'll say it should be a number. Okay, price and hoping we get that. Okay, so you just keep it. Oh, now it's just not in the right order.
Yeah.
Okay, so be careful that if you're checking for a field, that you check everything and then move forward, right? So somewhere your if else's are misplaced. So now it will say, okay, so it will notice your errors will start with a capital P, please. See that they're grammatically correct. So let's go for about this. So the only problem is just the mismanagement of your. So the clear should clear everything, but you say something, right? It should not go. Say something should not go, right? Okay, so random. So the only thing is somewhere you've misplaced your if statements. And that's the only thing. And of course, messages could be little meter. Yeah. So just misplaced if somewhere. I don't know where it's not a big deal, but they should kind of go together, right? And of course, your clear should not clear, not clear. No, it shouldn't. And my comments didn't say you, so anyway. And then of course your error message needs to be written. Okay, let's try. Let's try and enter.
We need to get better way.
So now it's old, and computerized. Okay, so let's see, maybe you have it somewhere else too. Or maybe just forgot.
It should tell you that connection. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it's just not at the right place. Same as went and how come same thing, same brain working? Yeah, so it does, it does tell you, it just doesn't tell you at the right space. Because after I give a -1, it says, okay, give me a price.
Well, that's because it checks.
Afterwards, right? So even
it checks like that.
Yeah, so it's just not at the right because I can see that here. Oh, again, don't clear the sales summary, okay? The sales summary didn't have to be cleared, it didn't tell you to clear it. Let's see, why are you coming back to saying? Oh yeah, these are misplaced, right? The price, since you're doing price, oh no, you did quantity. Oh, you know what? Just put the if statement here and you do it. Oops. This check of if quantity greater than 0, we will do it here.
Yeah.
And then it will be just some misplaced things, right? But you know why? Because it makes sense that when I'm giving input for a field, I get all its errors for that field together, and then I move on. This makes it easier. It's not wrong, but it will make it. Okay? Next. That's okay.
Okay. On my phone? Yes.
You have forgotten to check that quantity and price should be. Right? That should be done, right? You see what I'm saying? So see now I'll get anything else. Anything in that. Which is important, right? Now what is all this? Okay, now clear sales should not clear your summary. I really want to clear inputs and save them. Because summary should be more. Right? And two, trigger is that. Got it? So you check for less than 0 values. No real problem, right? Example 10 price book. Then don't clear sales summary. It wasn't asked. And bring the focus back to your customer. So those are the two things. And I'll check. Nobody has got to this, so I will check what was my market. So that's what comes. Okay? Good. Don't make it small or capital. Sometimes you like price in capital, sometimes you like it small. Give the focus back to capital. Okay? This is what I'm saying. When you use getting it meant to say that here to say target. Here was also okay. Yeah. Somewhere I saw it going to realize. See, kind of looks odd. Why did it become all caps? We need to about that. Right? That was good. I didn't see anything that open up and coming. I just want to remove my laptop from here before Rich comes.